Hey there, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm going to make sure that my microphone is working and that all is good. We are going to be starting things off with the Micromoon, which will be appearing this weekend. So that is a full moon that we are going to see on Saturday, but a little bit different than a normal full moon or even the supermoon that we've seen in the past. So we'll let a few more people trickle on into our live, and then we will get started momentarily. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the week. I know it's been a very winter-like week here in the month of April, not typical of what we should be seeing weather-wise, and we'll talk about the warmer weekend ahead, and if we'll see maybe any more snow in the extended forecast. Likely not going to have too much in the way of wintry weather after today, but it will still be a little bit on the chillier side compared to normal as we get into the day on Friday. Ethan, good evening. Thank you for joining the Facebook Live. I say let's get started here right now. We are going to talk about that micromoon, which may be a new term. You may not have heard that too often, but just like a supermoon, the supermoon is larger in the sky. So it's actually a bit closer to the Earth when we talk about a supermoon, but it appears larger to us when we go and look at it. A micromoon is the opposite side. So it's further away from the Earth, and therefore it looks smaller, about 14% smaller than normal. It will also be slightly dimmer. You might not notice the dimness. It's kind of hard to tell just with our two eyes, but it will be slightly dimmer. And yes, this is considered the pink moon. So the pink moon is the full moon in the month of April, but it won't have a pink hue to it. It's just kind of the name that they give to the April full moon, just kind of like the wolf moon or the snow moon or the worm moon that we've seen over the last 3 months. This pink moon is the full moon that we'll see here in the month of April. No blue moon that we will have this month, just because it's not happening early enough. A blue moon is that second full moon in the same month. It's just not going to happen here in the month of April. So that micromoon, it will appear in the sky on Saturday. When we have our full moon, it'll just appear a bit smaller than what is normal, as opposed to the supermoon, which appears larger, because when we have a supermoon, and these are two pictures superimposed next to each other, when we have a supermoon, it's about 225,000 miles away from Earth in its orbit. When we have the micromoon, it's 252,000 miles away from Earth. So it looks a little bit smaller in the sky, but again, no pink hue to it as we get into the day on Saturday. Today, we woke up to snow. Sure, that wasn't the one thing everyone was hoping for in the month of April. Unless you like winter, this may be a nice little extension of the wintertime conditions as we have made our way into the second week of April. It didn't really amount to a whole lot here in the city of Flint. We got half of an inch of recorded official snowfall. Most, if not all, of the snow that was able to stack up and pile up happened on the grass or the rooftops. Normal still, right now, is about 1/10 of an inch. So it's not abnormal to see any snow this time of the year. But last year was a completely different story. We had no snow and temperatures that were well into the 60s. The record snowfall for this day in particular, back in 2016, we had just over 3 inches of snowfall. It was a weak disturbance that was cruising through the Great Lakes to give us that rain and snow today. A lot of the energy now pushing on off to the east, which will get actually moved into a second wave of low pressure. It's the second one that moved into the Twin Cities this morning and is now off to our west. That'll be settling down to our south and eventually towards the east coast. And a lot of that energy will be picked up by that storm, and it'll give some of our neighbors off to the east some snow as we get into Friday and Saturday. But no snow for us. We've got drier conditions that are coming on in for this evening, have a little bit of that rain and snow still ongoing, mainly just some sprinkles or some flurries off to the south of Interstate 69, heading into Metro Detroit. Skies will clear out tonight, which will give us cooler temperatures, mid to upper 20s on the way for Friday morning under those partly cloudy conditions. Anything that's a little bit wet or soggy still could be icy by tomorrow morning. And if you still have some snow in your yard, I don't know how that would be possible, but if you do, Temperatures tomorrow will get well into the 40s, so all of that snow will be gone by the afternoon. Any of the ice or the slush, that'll be gone by the afternoon, thanks to the warmer temperatures and mostly sunny skies that we have on the way for tomorrow. We are also going to tap into some of these warmer temperatures off to the west. We'll see that moving on in over the course of the next few days. We'll be well into the 40s tomorrow. Could see a couple 50-degree temperatures away from Lake Huron, and then we'll get into the 50s on Saturday and also Sunday, and then into the 60s on Monday. But that warmer air, it will only be short-lived because then we're into the 40s to 50s for most of next week after our milder day on Monday. For the rest of tonight, we'll see those skies clearing on out. We'll get a little bit of cloud cover coming off of Lake Huron tomorrow because of that wind coming out of the north and the northeast. Same thing on Saturday, but overall, that system that is right here, and this is our low that is spinning right around the city of Boston and New York, it is going to be allowing for high pressure to build on in for us. So we are going to see those drier conditions and also warmer temperatures as a result of the warming in the atmosphere that we usually see when we get away from the trough, when we get away from the cooler air courtesy of Canada. We'll start to see those moderating conditions going into the weekend. There could be potentially a couple rain showers as early as Sunday, so we did put that mention in our extended forecast, in our 7-day forecast. Best chance of rain looks to be later in the day on Monday. Could be a couple rumbles of thunder then, but no severe weather like we saw last week. Especially on Sunday and Wednesday, where we had those 2 issues and 2 more enhanced days of severe weather. Not going to see any of that in our extended forecast, at least the next 7 days. We've got mostly sunny skies tomorrow and Saturday. Chance of rain, no thunderstorms on Sunday. There could be a rumble of thunder Monday, but again, no strong storms. Behind that cold front, we're back into the mid-40s with windy conditions, wind chills down into the 30s all day on Tuesday. Under mostly cloudy skies, then we're mostly sunny on Wednesday. Back up to 48, then 55 on our Thursday with that next chance of rain. So not looking too bad in our extended forecast. Still several days that are below average, but no mention of snow, at least for right now, anytime soon. We'll have to see how some systems that are moving into some of the cooler air at times here for the rest of April, what they want to do. But overall, we are not going to be talking about snow, at least for the next 7 days. Good news there. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me on this Thursday edition of Beyond the Forecast. Always appreciate you joining me on these Facebook Lives and also on YouTube, wherever you may be watching or listening in to our forecast. Again, there is that micromoon happening on Saturday. That is just the full moon. It's just a little bit further away in its orbit from the Earth, so it appears smaller in the sky, but it still will be bright, maybe a little bit dimmer than normal, but we have clear skies to see it. It is also considered a pink moon, not going to be a pink hue, but the April full moon is called the pink moon, just kind of like what we saw the last couple of months when we've had the worm moon and the wolf moon and the cold moon, just different names to the moon that we see monthly. I hope you guys have a great evening, great weekend ahead, looking a lot nicer than what the weather has been for most of this week. Lots of sunshine on the way tomorrow and Saturday. Give us some maybe more enjoyable feelings outside, to be outside when we get some of those strong April rays cascading down on the area. Have a great rest of the day. We'll see you next week.